What's up, AP Micro B-Day? I'm going to explain to you the demand curve and explain to you why you need this safety gear when you're exploring through there because, it can get real dangerous. You can get lost in the sauce. Alright, the demand curve. First, I'm going to explain marginal utility though. Marginal utility is marginal utility over price, meaning how much utility are you getting out of something before the price is too high. Or happy points. How many happy points are you getting before it's not giving you any happiness? There's no point to it anymore. So, say I'm giving you 6 of gum. I give you 1 stick of gum, you get 10 happy points because your breath smells bad and you need it. 2 sticks of gum, 12 happy points because now you get an extra piece of gum just to enjoy. 3 sticks of gum, your happy points start to drop, the utility of the gum drops, you don't need 3 sticks of gum. 4 sticks of gum, 2 happy points. 5 sticks of gum, 0 happy points. There's 0 utility, and the utility and the price cancel out because you don't need it at all anymore. I have to pay you to give you a 6 stick of gum because you're not going to take it from me because there's no utility and no happiness coming from it. Now, let's get into the demand curve. The demand curve has an inverse relationship between price and quantity, and this is why it slopes downward. So that means if price is up or price is increased, quantity is going to decrease, and if price is decreased, quantity is going to increase. There are 5 shifters in the demand curve. That's income, taste, price of related goods, expectation of future prices, or not expectation of future prices, but expectation for the future, and lastly, number of buyers. So, in income, this is where you're going to need your belt, because, well, I'll get to that. So, if the income increases, the demand curve is going to shift to the right. And as that's happening, the inferior goods, you're not going to buy as many inferior goods if your income goes up because you don't need to spend money on canned corn anymore. You can afford to buy real corn as your income increases and the demand curve shifts right. So, if the demand curve shifts left from income, that would mean that your income has decreased. And that's when you won't be able to buy normal goods like golf clubs anymore because as it shifts left, the Mizuno golf club demand curve is going to go down because people don't have as much money to spend on a normal good like a golf club. And that's why you need your belt, because if the income goes down and your income drops, you're going to need someone to save you by the belt because you're about to go broke and hungry. And, someone's got to come save you. Hopefully it's someone you know, but it might just be God if it gets real bad. So, next there's taste. And taste means like this. CDC report just came out. Mizuno golf clubs give you a beard by the age of 10. Moms are like, holy cow, I don't want my son to have a beard by the age of 10. The demand curve drops, So the demand curve drops because the taste for Mizuno golf clubs, the taste is bad. People don't want their kids to have beards at the age of 10 from playing with Mizuno golf clubs. And the demand curve will shift left because people aren't willing to buy as much Mizuno golf clubs. And that's where you need a hat because that report, believe it or not, is completely bogus. And you can only see that if you have your economic hat on to see through false reports and stuff like that. So next you have price of related goods, which comes with substitutes and comes with complements. And that's what that means. So a substitute for Mizuno golf club, the Callaway, just dropped its prices. This means the demand curve for Mizuno is going to shift left because people aren't going to buy as many Mizunos when they can buy a Callaway club for less money. But that could also mean the demand curve is going to shift to the right if a complement or a substitute, if a substitute's price goes up, it'll shift right because people are going to buy more of these for less money. But let's say a complement like golf balls just dropped their prices. That's when you're going to need a horn, and I'll explain in about 20 seconds maybe. So golf balls drop their prices. The Mizuno demand curve is going to shift right because people are going to buy more golf balls and they're going to buy more golf clubs, and that's when you just got to blow your horn because you're so happy you just walk into the store playing on your daggone flute. So next we have expectation in the future. Expectation in the future. This is where you're going to need your boots, your waterproof boots. Because let's say the Mizuno golf clubs are going to cost less in a month. You're not going to buy as many golf clubs right now. So the demand curve is going to shift left. And you're not going to buy as many. And the demand, it explains itself. The demand is shifting left because you're going to wait so you can get it for cheaper. Because that is the property of the demand curve. People buy more when it's cheaper. And you need the boost for this because when you know how the company's future is going to go, they start to cry because they realize they can't screw you over anymore. So next we have, and that can go the other way. If you know the clubs are going to cost more in the future, you're going to buy more now, it's going to shift right. Each of these can shift either way depending on the properties and the examples you give it. And lastly, number of buyers, this is where you need your white and your orange. So number of buyers goes up, the demand curve is going to shift to the right. And it's going to shift to the right simply because there's more cash to spend on Mizuno clubs. And if number of buyers drops, the curve is going to shift to the left because there's not as much people to spend on Mizuno golf clubs, so the demand is going to be lower. And if your population increases, you're going to want to make sure to always wear orange and white when you're shopping. The orange lets it be known that you should not be taken lightly. You know, you're not going to get the best deal. I'm going to get the best deal. It's like Black Friday shopping. And the white lets them know you will be peaceful if they respect you. And that's the demand curve and marginal utility and inferior, normal goods, substitutes, complements. Now that you know it all, go out, buy yourself some nice gear. I'd say the fleet's the most important part. Blow it if you get something nice, and that's the demand curve.